anything. Let's try again. 3. Go 3, 2, 1. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Questlog. It's a weekly show, or bi-weekly. It's a sometimes show about video games old and new. And my name's Tyler Everett. This is episode 90, and I am joined once again by Brian Maxwell.
We're going twice a week now?
Yeah, did I say bi-weekly? Is that what that means? Semi-weekly? Semi-annual? Is that what I was...
I think you get to choose which one you mean when you say bi-weekly.
Wow. Huh. Neat. Yeah. I learned something new today.
It's a free-for-all.
And that's confirmed by one Luke Phillips. How's it going, man?
Good. Real good. I kind of feel a bit like Gandalf right now, though.
Oh.
I have no recollection of this place. I've been here for so long.
It's been
like a month for you, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's been like 3 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
I think you missed 2 episodes?
I think it's been a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, look who else we Gandalfed in here. It's
Speaking of a month.
Yeah.
It's been a month for me too.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a couple duo shows, and then
carry the show, Tyler.
Just a solo Brian show. He just sat there talking to the camera.
Yeah.
You know.
I think we pitched a solo Brian show where he just eats ice cream in front of the camera, and I'm still saying we'd probably get more subscribers.
It'd be a huge hit. You just won't do it.
I think
Darkest Dungeon and ice cream every week, different flavor.
I mean, I feel like you just need to stare right into the camera and eat the ice cream, and I think it would be
at the very end. He holds up the container to show everyone what it is.
Sponsor us, Briars.
Yes. Speaking of that, Reese's ice cream though is real good. Yep. It's not ice cream; it's frozen dairy dessert. They can't call it ice cream.
Does it seriously say that on the back end?
Oh yeah, dude! Check out the ice cream aisle sometime. It's wild. Most of it isn't ice cream.
I've seen that before, but most ice creams say ice cream.
Well, I don't.
No.
Is that one non-dairy, Tyler, or is it just ice cream?
It's dairy. They just fuck it full of high fructose corn syrup, so they can't call it ice cream because they make it with that and not actual whatever they use to make ice cream. Probably sugar, milk, and ice
salt.
and rock salt. Yeah. Yeah, there you go.
I'm trying to see this.
Well, you'd have to go to your local grocery store, Aaron.
No. See, Tyler, it's the internet. I can get an image of anything.
I was gonna
do grocery store.
I was gonna do pretend grocery store ad there, but I was gonna have to riff it, and it would have been good. So it's good that you interrupted me.
Holy shit! Yep, frozen dairy dessert.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Wow, that's
look into that. Most of the ice cream you're eating ain't ice cream, man.
Yeah.
Anyway,
no,
I have a question before we get into video games and all that. I have a question. It's a shower thought, all right? When someone says barbecue, hey, we're going to have a barbecue. We're going to have a catered barbecue. What do you picture in your head?
Grills, chicken.
Grills and chicken?
Hamburger, hot dogs.
Okay. See,
Luke thinks cookout.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, see, when I think catered barbecue, my head went right to like pulled pork and stuff. I don't know if that's right. I don't know what to expect. That's what I should be expecting?
That's the correct thought. Like, that's true barbecue. But nowadays, it's just, you got to grill and throw a hot dog on there and a hamburger. That's
some brats.
See, that's what I think of when I hear, like, Uncle Jim is having a barbecue. I think of, like, oh, there's going to be burgers and brats and that kind of thing. But if someone tells you, like, hey, our company's having a catered barbecue to celebrate something on Monday, which I'm very excited about.
I was going to say, is this...
Yes. This is happening in my life. And I just don't know what to expect.
It's going to be food, Tyler.
Right. I'm not... Look.
I think you're good.
No one is suggesting that I'm like, well, I don't know what's going to be in your catered barbecue, but you better be packing your A game, because...
Right.
Yeah.
I need a preview. I may not attend.
Yeah. Sell me on this barbecue that you speak of.
Aren't you... Because aren't you the same person that ate an entire sleeve of saltine crackers for lunch the other day?
Yeah, just sadly at my computer alone with nothing else.
You live your truth, Tyler.
Saltines. They'll be there when no one
So
else
it could be literally nothing but hot dogs, and it would be an upgrade.
It could be, yeah. Just no buns, even. Just like, we boiled a bunch of hot dogs. Here you go. Fish them out with your face. All right. It's better than the saltines.
Are you bobbing for hot dogs?
I have a question.
There's the show title.
Are there bad hot dogs?
Yes.
Are there bad hot
there?
dogs?
Yes.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Yeah. Absolutely.
like, I'm not asking, are all hot dogs bad? I'm saying, are there any kinds of hot dogs that are...
We're trying to
When
get
was
this
the
on the
last
Greg
time-
scale kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
When was the last time you were at a baseball game, Brian?
2000, never.
Okay. Because hot dogs at baseball
it was a
games
great
are
year
not
for
good.
baseball.
Really?
No, they're not good. They're like...
Baseball
Dog at a ball game?
They're these weird, like, okay, so it's a
fuck
hot
out
dog.
of the country.
It's a boiled hot dog, and then they throw it in a bun, and then they wrap the whole thing in aluminum foil, and the bun ends up squished. And
Yeah.
it's
Don't they
it's
have
not a
the
great
rollers?
time.
Don't they have
There's
the
an
metal
entire
rollers?
brand based on that.
Nah, dude, they're
Huh?
boiled.
Yeah, they're boiled, and they're great.
For reals?
A boiled hot dog is good. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
It's good. I don't know. And ballpark dogs are good. And put them in the thing and get everything all soggy because you're just going to cover it in ketchup and mustard anyway. And it's perfect.
Ketchup does not belong on a hot dog.
No, fuck you and dirty hair.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of
No.
here.
Oh,
No,
you gotta go.
no. Ketchup doesn't. I'm a ketchup hater though. Ketchup doesn't belong on fucking anything.
You also don't like PB and J, so
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. I do not like peanut butter and jelly. I had one peanut butter and jelly
Basically
sandwich this year.
Russian. Get out of here,
I-
traitor.
When we were on our trip in California,
Uh-huh.
my wife decided to like make me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and
Really
it was
living life.
the most horrible thing I've eaten all year, and I will not ever eat another peanut butter and jelly sandwich. I won't. I'm not gonna do it.
I'll give you $10 right now to eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on this stream.
No.
That's good because I don't have $10. That was a lie.
Yeah, and that's why I didn't do it.
Oh shit. Well, hey, you know, what kind of video games you been playing now that you guys are back in town, not camping, not being sick, not being in California, you know, all those things. What have you been playing?
I played Monster Hunter World for about 30 seconds.
Yeah, that was fun.
how'd you like it?
Boy, that character creation, I got real intimate with that, and I like the kitty cats. Other than that, it's nope, it's not for me.
It's not for you. Did you get a refund yet?
To be determined.
You haven't actually played the video game yet, Chris.
I have.
You hunted a chicken thing with us for like 5 seconds.
Chicken woman duck thing.
Yeah,
It was waiting for us.
in the bushes of love. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah, I didn't. The draw of playing with you guys was much greater than the actual gameplay itself for me.
Uh-huh.
I ask, like, what research, if any, did you do?
I can answer this.
the-
Aaron Kring texted me and said, "Do we need this game?" And I said, "Well, I'm really interested in it because I want to have something to play with Brian, and it looks really cool to me because I like challenging combat." and all
No,
that
to
stuff.
be fair, I had seen an awful lot of. And heard an awful lot of Brian talk about playing it on the PlayStation here on Questlog.
Yeah,
I paid attention.
Podcast.
And
smash that subscribe button.
so so I thought, hey, you know, like, if you were gonna be, I knew Brian was all in on it. If you were gonna be all in on it, I could be like, all right, we got a crew, we can play here. And I don't think it's gonna be for me.
I don't think so either.
No,
I
I would not have recommended it to you. It's not even close.
it's a game that is extremely rewarding if you are willing to put in the time to learn the different weapons and combat and monster fights and all of that stuff, and are into the kind of progression that is like, hey, go kill a thing and get stuff and then make new armor and
God, what else
kill
does
more
this
things.
sound
And
like?
it sounds a lot like
You're killing things to
like,
get better
like
things to kill
most
better-
RPGs,
Is
like,
it
you know,
Diablo? Is that how
Diablo,
you pronounce it?
Diablo, you know, most Any Japanese RPGs? Yeah. Yeah. I would not have marked it as a Kring game in my brain, but you know.
Yeah, but see, it seemed like Diablo, but then at the same point, like it's different. Like Diablo's like that isometric top-down sort of perspective, whereas this is like a third-person action game, which I like a good third-person action game. I'm also a big fan of boss fights, and this game seemed to be like, oh, it's only boss fights, really, and it just didn't work for me. So,
well, there you go.
Interesting.
What about you, Luke? You tried this for a good 4 hours almost.
So, unlike Kring, my situation is completely different.
Yeah.
Yep. To whereas I actually got my refund.
Yeah.
well, I actually just requested my refund 20 minutes ago, so we'll find out.
Oh, you'll get it any minute then. It only takes about 30 minutes to an hour, I think.
Well, yeah, but I'm past the 14 days, so I'm.
I was past the 2 hour, and they.
I'm basically pleading. Yeah, I'm past both, so I'm pleading mercy to the Steam Lords.
I don't know, Luke. Did you use my suggestion and mention the very, very broken multiplayer?
I did.
Yeah,
yes.
I was going to tell Kring to do that.
That helps.
Because that is a valid criticism, and it did fuck us over a couple times when we were trying to, like...
And you can't get straight into the multiplayer right off the rip either. You've got to go through some stuff.
The
game's onboarding is horrible.
There was this very, very awkward and bad time where it was like, Luke's trying to learn, and Brian and I are trying to get in there with him, and it's like, oh, yeah, we can't do that yet because you still have to go see a cutscene. Mm-hmm. So you just keep doing that, and we'll be there as soon as you...
That would be fine. I wouldn't have a problem with that.
Mm-hmm.
But, and this is just my preference, I did not like any of the weapons.
Yeah.
I tried all the weapons in my little hut against barrels and dummies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
None of them felt good to me.
You just not like the way the combat feels, like the movement, and it's like slow and deliberate combat? Is that?
Yeah, so like you've got probably, 12, 16 weapons, something like that? I can't remember the layout.
14.
Yeah.
14. Yeah. And I think 8 to 10 of them are super slow and don't feel much different from each other. And then the ones that are kind of fast don't feel like you're doing anything and don't feel fun. And then the ranged weapons felt like I was just tossing darts and not doing anything.
I would say, well, again, it doesn't matter now because you've returned it, but it's hard to find the depth in any of it when you are hitting the barrels and the stick and stuff in the training room.
So I took a few of them out. The few that I thought, okay, might be able to live with these.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, I took a great sword or something out and went and did a quest and went to swing and attack this thing and got knocked to the ground, and then it charged me while I was on the ground and killed me. Okay. It just stun locked me and killed me in 2 shots. That's not fun.
Well, I think that was the Anjanath, the big ass T-Rex thing.
Yeah.
No, this was Bear Tooth, Bearoth.
Oh, the Bearoth?
Bearoth,
yeah.
Boring off.
So gentlemen.
Yeah.
I have breaking news.
Okay.
Denied.
Oh. Wow. Did you
because I am 1 day past the 14 days.
That sucks.
Well, you should play some Monster Hunter with us. Get your money's worth out of that thing, then, because you're stuck.
No, I'm not going to do that.
I will say the crafting system I do like. There's a ton of cool stuff to craft. I like getting all the different bones and skins.
I know how to get my money's worth out of this game. I'm just going to go have the kitty cats cook a shitload of food for me. Just sit there and watch them cook.
That'll do it.
Yep.
There you go.
It's worth.
Yeah, the combat is very slow and very deliberate. Like you can't really mash your way through it. You've got to, you've got to dodge and roll, and when you do an attack, you're committed for a couple of seconds. I've definitely been killed many times. Getting greedy with my attacks.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. your feet are planted. You're there.
And I don't know if boss fight is really the best thing to call it, because it really does lean into the hunt part of this. You're tracking and chasing these things a lot. So I know that got under your skin there too, Luke, because there was a time we got into a fight with something, hit it about 5 times, and it was like, fuck this, and started running. And you're like, oh great, it's running. Good.
So
we chase
that's
it again.
2 separate things though, because I liked hunting. I liked finding the footprints or like stuff that it drops or whatever. And being like, okay, cool, like we found these feathers, we're on the right path. That's cool. But like there's just certain parts of the game it just feels like it's a mechanic designed to make the encounter last longer. For example, it running away after 3 hits.
Yeah.
Then you can go and run after it. Or the fact that you have to sharpen your weapon all the goddamn time.
Yeah. I would say
It makes it more difficult.
There's definitely there's certain things that all play into that. I don't know. Each animal's different too. Like some of it, like the Anjanath doesn't usually run right away. It will try to fucking kill you first. And some of the other ones are like, oh, I'm not here for a fight. Like, see you later. Goodbye. Please don't kill me. and
then you're fighting 2 monsters, and they both tag team you and kill you.
Do they though?
Fun. Yeah, it happened.
Well, get good, Luke.
You were there. You watched me die.
That's the other part of it, is like most of the, like, going into the training room or just like flailing around on your own, you probably won't find the like real rhythm to your weapons. I was watching a bunch of videos to find out, okay, like how do you actually play Lance? How do you actually play Charge Blade? Because the tutorial in game is balls and doesn't show you the right way to do anything. Doesn't show you your good combos or any of that stuff. There's a guy out there, I think it was Eric's Gaming, ARREKZ, something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Something close to that. Did like in-depth walkthroughs for each weapon, showed you like all the different moves, what your best combos are, like how to time stuff. It was really cool. Because like the Lance, I did the same thing as you. Like I got in, I'm like, wow, this is super slow. I can barely move. I can't roll. Like, all I can really do is jab. Like, how would this be fun? How would anyone ever think this is fun? And I watched that video, and it's like, oh, it's all about like waiting till the last second and doing this like active block maneuver thing, and it was super fun. So I found a new weapon that I really like and never would have picked up if I hadn't like searched outside of the game for it. So that's not like a good thing on the game. It's something that they could be way better at,
It doesn't explain really any part of itself very well at all. It definitely takes a commitment to get into it.
Yeah, we talked a couple weeks ago, Brian, about like games that have that moment where it's like you need to make a decision that this is going to be a thing that you're into and commit to it, or bow out. Like it's 50-50 this with us. Like that's clearly like you and I are both into it enough to make that commitment, and you guys are like, it didn't really grab me enough to warrant that kind of dedication to it. So yeah, that makes sense. I'm not
it was
surprised.
Down to the wire of, do I want to put more time into this and not get my $60 back, or just cut my losses?
Right. Yeah, and that's a reasonable thing. I wasn't sure I was going to be there, but when we played, I had Brian right there to like answer all my questions and get me through all of the really, really, really boring intro stuff and get to the part where it was like, okay, we're hunting, and now I can, ask questions about all the crazy different items that you can get and all that stuff.
Yeah, so. It does not put its best foot forward early at all.
Yeah,
and that's another part of it too, is that like you guys are now. Like, I think Brian was way ahead and had played the game a lot. Now you're basically caught up to Brian. Mm-hmm. And I've been so busy that I hadn't had any time to be able to play with you guys. And so now it's not only is it something that I'm not 100% sure I'm going to even enjoy, but also I have to do a bunch of extra play to catch up to you guys. And it's not really something I feel like I want to sink the time into. Especially not when, like, Spider-Man's coming out, Forza's coming out, Red Dead's coming out, like, in the next, 4 to 6 weeks. It's not something I'm going to put in a bunch of time on before all that stuff hits. Like when that stuff hits, I'm not going to play this game anyway.
Well, if you ever feel the want, you can always
No,
jump
just
back in
watch
there.
kitty cats cook.
And now Luke will be able to Steam Family share it, so he can get back in if he really wants to. He ain't got his money back. Yeah, perfect. I think that's great.
I think I would like this game if I could wield 2 swords or hammers or axes and leap into battle and whirlwind around the monster until it's dead.
There's a dual swords.
Yeah, but there's no whirlwind.
Yeah, there is. You just gotta learn how to do it.
All right, buying the game again. No, I wish the combat was a bit more like Diablo.
Yeah, it's definitely
a little bit more
I'm
mindless
glad
and
it's
arcadey. Just
not.
let me
It's very
jump
much
in.
not that. You have to
Wait
plan
a
your
lot.
attacks.
You know, if I need to dodge every now and again, cool, that's great. But let me have a little bit of fun and mobility, and not just so slow and mundane.
I got some dual blade videos I could show you, Luke, where guys doing literal like barrel rolls up and down the backs of T-Rexes with his dual blades and shit, and flying around in the air and doing crazy stuff. But it's out there. It can be done. Anyway, Cream, what else you play? We played some Heroes. Heroes of the Storm.
We played some Heroes. We had all of the bads because Brian used up all the goods, and then we brute forced our way into a solid victory there at the end, right at the buzzer.
I was the Abathur. Hello.
Yeah, and then got your MVP stolen away, Brian. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to be the Abathur that you want to see in the world. You know?
Yeah.
I get tired of seeing bad ones, and you've got to put on the old slug hat.
Yep. Heroes is interesting. It's I'm trying not to go back in with both feet. I'm just keeping a toe in there.
It's hard though. Like you get in and you have some of the goods, and then all of a sudden you just want full bore, and it's hard to kind of keep it at an arm's length away.
I'm very much back in, but I don't know. I'm at a very zen place with it, where it's just like, I know I'm going to lose a bunch of these. Sometimes it's going to be in a row. It'll come back around.
That's the reason I've been kind of trying to not be super engaged with it, because I know that there are we hit certain walls when we try to play this game casually and just like not care too much, because then it starts getting frustrated when we get 6 losses in a row, and it's like, well, why are we playing quick match? We could just draft. And then it's like, well, now we're all stressed because we're trying to be better at the game and be able to draft and fill certain roles and know the bands. And it's like, the further and further you go down this progression, it's like, well, you get frustrated by something else, and it makes you try to make different decisions. And I don't know, it's...
Then all of a sudden we're trying to play ranked, and then all of a sudden we're right back to where...
Yeah, we got to get that team league going. Come on, Kat, pick up the keyboard and mouse. We need a Lily. Let's go.
It's another game that requires some genuine effort.
Yep.
There was a time in Monster Hunter World where I seriously said to myself, Jesus Christ, I'd rather play Heroes. And my
there was a time, Luke, where you did enjoy playing Heroes for a minute.
No.
When you were Li Ming.
Yeah, when Li Ming was overpowered.
Yeah, see, it
remember
required one character to be completely broken, and Luke to be able to abuse that and have it be easy mode.
It was great. It was great for about a week before they patched her.
Ever the power gamer, Luke.
Yeah, well...
Is it power gaming if you only use things that are
broken.
overpowered and broken? Or is that just not wanting a challenge?
I just feel like don't think too hard about it, Tyler.
All right.
You enjoy Heroes the way I enjoy Sea of Thieves. Where it's just like, I like hanging out with you guys, I guess. This is not fun. This is not a good game, but I like hanging out with you guys.
Yeah.
I remember last time you played Heroes, I think everyone was on a break, and I was just like, so Luke, you seem to be having fun. And you're like, eh. All right.
I think you're like, oh, so you're having fun? I'm like, no, not really.
I think we had that exact conversation with Brian after sinking like 2 ships back to back in Sea of Thieves and being like, isn't this great? And he was like, yeah, sure. Yep. Sure seems like you guys are having fun.
Bye, guys.
Yeah. Speaking of Sea of Thieves.
Games that we enjoy.
Yep.
Speaking of Sea of Thieves, I hadn't played that game in like 2 weeks, and we finally got back in just a couple days ago.
Oh, yeah, and then Tyler got in on the wrong Discord, didn't talk for the first 5 minutes, and he, how was that, by the way, getting on to that, Tyler, so I was solo slooping it, and, somebody decided that they wanted to pick a fight with me, and I was like, fine, let's go. So I took them dead into the heart of this monster storm that was right nearby, and I thought, I'm going to take you guys into this storm, and we're going to see how well you can actually do this. And I ended up putting a couple shots on their boat, getting a lucky one that knocked them off of the boat, and that was all she wrote. It sank, and I went I went to look, and I saw that they had some loot, but then I was like almost sinking myself because my boat kept, getting struck by lightning and half breaking apart in the storm. And I was like, no, I'm not going to try to do this. And then shortly after I sink that boat, a wild Tyler spawns, and he goes, oh my God. I hear him go in the game chat, what is going on here? What have you done?
I get on the boat, and you just kind of poop into the world and appear on the boat. And I'm looking around, I'm like, it's the biggest storm I've ever seen in the game, ever. The waves are just enormous. He's alone on this sloop, just going all crazy on the wheel, trying to keep her afloat. So I'm just like, why is he doing this right now? Why are we in the middle of a storm? And I was in the wrong.
What are you doing?
Yeah, I was in the wrong
This is
Discord.
a fine mess you've gotten us into this time.
Yeah, he's not talking in game chat for some reason, so I'm just sitting here like, what is going on? What are we doing? Why aren't you talking? And then before I knew it, we came out of the storm, and we show up on this island, and there's a brig, one of the 3-player ships, anchored there. And
That brig had been with the sloop, and when I went into the storm, the sloop followed me into the storm. The brig did not.
So Kring pulls up like he's parking. I'm like, all right, I guess we're doing this. And I go get some bananas, and I get ready to go, and they start shooting at us immediately. So I'm like, well, leaving Kring to defend the boat. I'm like, I'm going over there. I hope this is what you want. I have no idea what's going on. And so I jump over there, and it's like a girl is running around the island, and I kill her pretty easily, and then I jump up onto the boat, and it's a pirate legend, a fellow pirate legend, and
Humble brag.
And I get him with the combo, the sniper shot and sword, and he's dead. I start looking around, like, man, they got a bit of loot on here, so I grab one of the things and run it off the boat, drop it on the island, and come back, and I see Kring now. He's hopping along the island too. I'm like, all right, cool. I think we got these guys. I jump off. I think I killed one more person, then jumped off and found a powder keg just sitting there on the beach. I was like, yes, perfect. So I grabbed that, swim back into
Meanwhile,
their
I
ship.
got double tapped by skeletons. It was real fun.
You got killed by skeletons?
Oh yeah, double tap. There were 2 skeletons, and both fired on me at the same time. Done.
Well, meanwhile, I'm sinking a pirate legend and his crewmate while Kring's getting killed by skeletons. And we managed to put them at the bottom of the ocean. It was great. It did not go like that, however, when Luke and I played.
No, again, it was the exact opposite of Kring.
Yeah.
Just go through more storms, Luke. Done.
Yeah, there you go.
I did the most unpirate legend thing I've ever done in this video game. Luke and I go, and we get our brig nice and loaded up. We get just full of supplies, bunch of powder kegs.
Yeah, like, we're ready to rock.
We roll up on this active skull fort that's up, and we're like, man, no one's here. This is great. We saw a couple other boats, but they were leaving. We get up to the island, and as soon as we're in range of it, it starts shooting at us. I look over on starboard side, and there's a galleon just barreling towards us. I've already pulled the anchor, so now we're anchored, taking shots from a galleon and the fort. So I'm like, crap, Luke, we fucked up. I get the anchor up, and we start sailing. They come around the other side of the island, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure we're going to hit them. Luke's like, yep, we're going to hit them. So I run up the crow's nest and grab a powder keg, and I'm ready to drop it. I jump off, forget that I'm on a brig and not a sloop, and the fall damage breaks my legs, and I'm stuck at the front of the boat, just standing there with a powder keg in my hand. And when your legs break from fall damage, you can't jump. So I couldn't jump onto the bowsprit to get over to their ship. So they're just sitting here with a lit gunpowder barrel staring at a guy going, I don't know, man, I'm fucked. I don't know.
Hey,
I guess shoot me. I don't know. So I kind of like looked back and forth and flicked it on and off. And I was just like, finally, screw it. I just left it burning. And then he finally shot it. And I died. And our boat sank. And it was kind of embarrassing.
yeah, it was awful. I don't know how I missed seeing that galleon. It just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it must have been using stealth tactics.
Yes,
I
right.
hear about all the
This
time.
is a stealth game.
Did I almost get the spit? Did I almost get the spit take?
No, because I wasn't drinking, but now I am. Try your best.
Dong Warden.
It was the warden part.
Yeah.
Like, dong was, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But dong warden doesn't
It's
make
a
any
funny
sense.
phrase, isn't it? Oh, you're welcome. Anyway, Sea of Thieves can be great.
Wow. Speaking of Dong Warden,
Speaking of Dong Warden,
played some World of Warcraft.
that's my my night elf hunter. His name is Dong Warden. Nope. I didn't really play much World of Warcraft this week. I'm pretty sure I launched it, and I think I hit like level 113 doing some quests, but I didn't really do much. Not a lot to report in the past 2 weeks.
What's the level cap now?
120 is the new cap. Yep. So I'm slowly working my way up. I've got too many games to play right now, you guys. Like between Monster Hunter and Heroes and Sea of Thieves, like I every time you guys are around, I'm just like, well, I'm not gonna play WoW by myself. I'll play anything else. And there's been a lot of that. There's been an abundance of that.
How is the
lately.
new expansion?
It's all right. Like it starts off great. It starts off with this huge fight against the Alliance in Lordaeron. You're trying to defend the Undercity from them, and it doesn't go great. It doesn't go great, and then they're like, well, we need to get more allies. So they immediately ship you out to the troll island of Zandalar, and you're trying to recruit a bunch of trolls. And the trolls are all like, like Jamaican dudes and jungles and raptors and all that stuff.
Stay away from the voodoo.
What? It's not a pause thing, honey. I'm recording it and streaming it live. What's up?
Tell her to speak into the microphone. We want to hear too.
Can you be with me
For what?
when I go potty?
We'll skip a while. Go ahead to something else. I'll be right back, guys. Sorry. Come on, kid.
Well, I played more Dead Cells this week.
Yeah, how's
Brian,
that?
how
You
was
guys
it?
know very little about. It's real good. It's hard. It's tough.
Yeah?
It can be a little frustrating, but you get a lot of different weapon variations in that game, and that's kind of what determines whether each run is good or bad for me. Because there's a lot of different weapons, and I am real bad with some of them.
What ones are you good at?
That's a fair question. There's a spear. There's a spear that I'm digging. There's dual swords that I'm into, but there's some, I don't know. There are like boots that let you kick a dude. And if you kick them into a wall, they explode, and that's kind of good. But
It sounds real good.
when you don't kick them into a wall, they're not great.
It's like a 300 style kick.
Yeah. Yep. That game doesn't take itself too seriously, but it's real cool looking. It's just real difficult. I've got like 30 hours into it or so, I think, like between early access and post-release. I almost got to the final boss, but it does the roguelite thing, so you're always unlocking shit. You're always making some progress.
So now every run that you do does it get a little bit easier the next time, so you get a little bit further and further, or is it
No,
do you just
not
get like
really.
random stuff thrown to you and like this might be the run or this may be an awful run?
Yeah, it's more that like you keep on adding new weapons and abilities that could appear in future runs, but which ones you actually get is totally random. So sometimes it's neat being forced to use stuff that you might not choose,
Right.
but there are times when it's like I'm like 40 minutes into this run and I've got this broadsword that I hate and this grenade that I'm not good with, and I need to find a better weapon or this is just going to go poorly.
So do you just end the run at that point or just keep going?
I just keep going till I die, invariably. Yeah,
Dead
it's a good
Cells?
game. Dead Cells. Yeah.
I've been trying to install that. By the way, that reminds me, I gotta do that right now while Brian's not in his Steam library. Because
Get in something.
I've been trying to install it. It keeps telling me like, you can't do that because that library is locked.
Quick, Luke, get in there first before Tyler can install it.
I'm already installing it.
It's a good game. It's tough. Like I said, the thing it's the closest cousin to is probably Rogue Legacy.
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to mention that when you said that like it's a randomized run. Rogue
Yep.
Legacy does that pretty well.
The
Character has
combat's,
different stats.
the combat's definitely more challenging though. Like the combat feels good, but it can be real brutal. Like there's no like invincibility frames. Like when you get hit, it's like okay, well, like you can get stun locked. You can get, you can get in. Things can go south real fast.
Can a Baroth stun lock you and kill you in 2 shots?
What?
I can't confirm for certain, but not
Okay.
yet.
It's random, so
It
you
will.
never know. No, hearing literally everyone talk about how great this game is, and you especially, Brian, talking about how much you're enjoying it. Like, it didn't make a great first impression on me, but it wouldn't make a bad one either. So I feel like I got to give it another try.
It's definitely a game you play for the combat and all the different weapons and not like the lore or the story.
Right.
Like, that part of it's real. It's got this goofy sense of humor that, it ain't great, but I don't really care.
Yeah, I can get down on that if I know
It's
going
got this
into it
weird
that
thing. Like each zone has these doors that are locked after a certain amount of time. So the times you go to a zone and it's like, oh, you were 1 minute and 8 seconds too late. Tough shit. So it seems like it wants you to speed run it, but you miss an awful lot of stuff running through the levels. I think you're better off not trying to fly through it.
Yeah, I was listening to the guys on the Giant Beastcast today talk about that, and they were saying they think it's almost like a compensation thing. Like you get a whole
Right.
bunch of stuff if you get into those secret rooms, but you're missing out on
But you don't get
probably
more stuff than you would have.
Right. It's not necessarily more. It's kind of like almost a consolation prize because you're flying through this shit. Then you're
Right.
gonna miss out on everything. So
Well, and they
Yeah.
want you to stream it too. Like it's got some streaming, features
Oh,
to it
that's
that are
right.
pretty neat.
Yeah.
Like where the chat can control certain elements of the game.
The Twitch integration is very cool.
Yeah,
yeah, it's the first time I've really heard of a game making like that directive use of it. That's kind of cool. Cool.
and it's got shields, and I still can't fucking do anything with a shield in any game where I'm asked to block. I just can't.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, that's your field. I'm just gonna dodge and roll constantly.
There's something so cool to me about like that. Just raise your shield
It's
the last second
satisfying.
and then bash the shit out of somebody with it. That's
It's satisfying when I can do it, but I have to, I have to work at it, and it never feels natural for me.
yeah. Good old dead cells.
Hey, you should give it a whirl.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it again.
On
I think
the
I've,
old Switch too.
yeah, I've heard there's some technical issues with the frame
Yeah,
rate
the frame
late
rate
game.
has some dips.
So, and not even just like, oh, that's that looks bad. It's like that can f with your timing and
this
your
is-
muscle memory and stuff.
This is not a game where you want that to happen.
Yeah, so I'll probably just play a little bit on PC, and then if if they get that stuff worked out, maybe throw them a purchase on Switch. We'll see.
Yep,
See how that
it's a
goes.
good one more run game.
Yep. I wasn't gone for long, Luke. I'm guessing you still haven't talked about your stuff yet. What do you been up to?
No,
What
I
have you been
talked
playing?
about all of them already.
Okay, sweet. Moving on. Nope.
No, I dove back into some Mega Man X a little bit this week.
All right. Yep.
Went through and cleared all of the bosses. Now I'm at the final level, getting ready to do the revisits. And I tell you, that game is just fantastic. It holds up after all these years. The music, especially.
God, the music is so good in all the
Is it
Mega
the
Man
first
games.
one?
Mega Man
First
X.
X, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so good. The level design, like, I didn't realize how good the level design was either, and like actually just how large some of the levels are. Like especially Storm Eagle, when you're basically like at the airport and going on different ships.
Mm-hmm.
But like it's actually like got a few different like I don't want to say levels within levels,
Like
but
tiers,
there's
like
like, there's like
different-
a
yeah.
low, medium, and high path you can take, and you'll see different stuff and have different power ups along the way.
Mega Man does that thing really well where, or at least the X series, it gets into that kind of almost Metroidvania stuff where you've got like, well, you got to have this power up in order to get through that door, to get behind there, to get the next armor upgrade or whatever. It's got these capsules hidden throughout the levels that will augment your abilities and give you, new stuff. And they all feel really, really good. And there's a reason that this is one of my favorite game series of all time. And it's another one on Switch that I really, really want. So
Yeah, it's worth it for how many games you get in that bundle.
yeah.
Real good.
Are you getting used to the control scheme? Because I know that didn't feel great.
It's still really hard to hold a charge and jump and dash like all together.
Yeah.
The combination is just awful for that. I really wish I could change dash to one of the triggers.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be a lot easier, but
That's how it should be.
it's okay.
Do the triggers
Well, I
do
tell you-
anything?
Was that Brian?
Are you still fighting Dr. Wily
No.
in the X ones? No.
No, it's someone else.
Sigma is the big
That's
bad.
right, Sigma.
He's like a big. He's a lot of things. He's like a virus and a dude. He's like,
Virus dude.
yeah, he's a virus dude.
The virus dude.
Is Dr. Light still giving you your good shit? Or is he gone
Kinda,
too?
yeah.
He's like a hologram. I think he's dead.
Yep.
If I remember
Spoilers.
right.
This takes
Yeah,
place like way in the
spoilers
future.
for the first 30 seconds of the game.
Yeah, X series is like set however many, like 100 years in the future or something like that.
Right,
So,
they're not the same robot.
right.
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 Yeah.
Even though they look identical and it's the exact same concept as all the other games.
Yeah.
Completely different game.
It's
Yeah,
like James
totally.
Bond.
Yeah. There are many Mega Mans.
But
Different eras.
I sure am making use of the easy mode feature in this bundle.
You
that's for
don't
sure.
say.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Just being able to like go through and enjoy the game and not just die for no reason. It's great.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
For someone who works and has other games to play,
Hell yeah.
yeah, just let me sit
Yeah.
down and just not devote 100 hours to one stage.
Yeah, it's amazing how when you're a kid, like the games never seem like they were that hard because you had all of the time in the world to be able to master it. And now, like, you
Well,
got
I
a
got
couple of
shit
times
to
and
do.
you're like, okay, I don't have time for this. Let's turn on the easy mode.
Well, you would like. I remember like playing this way back in the day, and I think like I had it like all summers. I borrowed it from a friend, or like even a year or something before I finally beat it, and was like, "Hey, great! I finished the game." Now it's like, all right, I've got about a week to finish this game, and that's it. I've got 45 minutes after work that I want to put into this. I don't have all summer.
Craig, I'm going to recommend that you not play Dead Cells and not play Monster Hunter. You're
Oh.
welcome.
Can I play Mega Man though? No.
Only on easy mode.
But Luke said there's an easy mode.
Okay, fine.
I wanted to point
Okay.
these out because this gave me like super nostalgia. At the end of each stage, you would get this hex code at the end. and I
That's not
have
hex.
whatever it is. It's a bunch of numbers,
That's
Hex.
decimals.
decimals, whatever. I don't give a shit, Luke. Don't high road me. All right, about the type of. No, I was just gonna say I've got a
There's no letters in it, so it's not hex.
spiral notebook somewhere. It exists somewhere, I'm sure, that is just full of these pages full of these codes. Because every time you beat a stage, there's no save feature. You just had to input your code to get back
We're
to
still
where you
doing
were.
that?
Yeah, on the Super Nintendo. Yeah,
Yeah, I had a bunch of those on the Sega Genesis for Aladdin because that was using a password system too.
yep. The first Mega Man was like a grid, and you actually put dots in certain.
dots.
Yeah,
Yep.
this is they
Oh
switched
God!
switched to numbers on this one.
Oh, I know some of the old NES games were real bad. They were just like alphanumeric gibberish, like uppercase and lowercase.
Wow.
Like,
Yeah. Like Metroid for NES, wasn't that like just
Yep.
big
I
mess?
think remember Faxanadu and Kid Icarus.
Yeah.
Nowadays, we got save files that automatically get uploaded to Steam Cloud, and they're with you forever. And
You can't escape them.
it's just,
They'll never go away. Yeah, well, how are you going to fight Spark Mandrill if you don't have your Chill Penguin already, you know? Those are things you got to have in order.
Is it still the way in the X series that like there's certain weapons that's like this weapon's gonna really fuck up that boss? So
Oh,
go
yeah.
fight
Yep.
this dude first, and
Yeah. There's
Okay.
There's a whole system to it.
yep,
Go fight Fire Elephant before you fight Chill Penguin, and you're going to have a easy time with him.
yep. Mega Man 2 is my only reference point for the series, really.
You got to kill
Like you
Cutman
said,
so
the-
you
the
can fight
series-
Woodman.
The series doesn't
Yep.
change. It's the exact
metal
same
Knight.
formula across every single one of them.
Just different themed robots and weapons.
Yep, I remember though it was starting to get difficult
okay with
because like by X3, they've got like crazy names and stuff. It's like Pharaoh Man and, or whatever. It's all animals and stuff. So you're trying to guess like, okay, well, before it was easy. Okay, get the metal blade guy to fight the wood guy. Sure, that makes sense. You know,
Right, that's
get the
logical.
fire guy to fight the ice guy. What the fuck what's a pharaoh? I mean, do I need to fight like Spearman before I can fight Pharaoh Man?
We run out of things that make sense.
I don't know what counters that. What's the paper to his, rock? I
Sand.
guess. There you go. There you go. But anyway, I'm jealous, Luke. Enjoy your Mega Mans. I'm glad you are.
Yeah. Well,
Any-
but the
any
game
day-
that I'm actually putting the most amount of time in is on my phone.
Yeah, you've been talking about this a lot, Luke, and I
I
want to
have.
know, like, are you okay?
explain
wrong with you?
explain yourself, Luke.
This is
I have
like
never
help.
been better.
Like, Luke, you won't. It was like pulling teeth to get you to buy a console, and here you are spending all your time playing a phone game.
Yep.
All right.
You got to catch them all, man. They're not going to catch themselves, man. I don't know if you know, but
I will never understand
Celebi
you,
or
Luke Phillips.
Celebi? What's it? What's the legendary one? Celebi.
Celebi?
Celebi.
And it's mythical.
It's mythical. Darren.
You know, he's got to get that. You gonna play like the next like week or so, or however long that ho.
He's already got it.
I already got it. Okay.
Jesus. Fucking of course Luke's already got it. He's probably figured out a way to rig the system in his favor to get it.
Okay, no. Pokemon Go is fantastic. They've added so much stuff and fixed a lot of stuff from release, and it's been fantastic this summer because working up in town now, I won't say the name because we're streaming it to nobody.
We've said
But,
the name of the
no.
town that we live in, Luke. It's fine.
Well, I don't live there.
Well, okay.
So what do you care?
I won't
So,
dox you,
like,
Luke. It's fine.
Getting out of work and just walking down along the water with all the stops and the gyms and you actually getting exercise while doing it's been great. Getting fresh air, meeting people, and honestly, like, my pants are looser, so I think I'm losing weight because of it. And I tell you what, it feels cool because like the game is my play style because I'm a power gamer.
Yeah.
It's funny talking to Tyler about it because he is a filthy casual. We have such different playstyles for it.
I'm not
But
gonna.
it's fun for both of us.
Oh, is it though? I don't find it fun. I just find it like
Oh, okay. Never
I
mind.
play it until I get. I play it like you play Heroes of the Storm and Brian plays Sea Thieves. Luke, I
Well,
play
it's here
it.
in front of me, so I might as well play it.
It's here in front of me, and you send me gifts, and then I feel fucking bad. So I'm like, well, I better stop at a Pokestop so I can get a gift to send back to Luke because I can't just let him be giving me all the gifts. So
I've guilted you into playing. It's
Really our parent, Tyler. My kid wants this goddamn flippity gibbet thing. I don't know. Here, is this what you wanted? God damn it.
maybe he'll get a Wobbuffet in there, or a Hoochie Ho or whatever. I don't know. Make him happy. But no, it's like I'm not going to go out of my way to visit stops and stuff. I definitely don't want to meet anyone playing Pokemon Go. Not even a little bit.
Who wants to meet those people?
It's like a dirty thing that I do when I'm shame eating fast food and stopped near one, and that's about it. Or walking my dog. It's good for walking my dog because
there you go.
then I can get mad at him when I have a real good throw lined up and he tugs on the leash and it fucks it up and I waste a ball, chuck it into the grass.
God damn it, Sarge.
Stupid mother. It was my last one. Now I gotta go to the church. That's the other thing. Pokemon Go is trying to push everyone to church. It's a conspiracy. All the churches are Pokestops. I don't understand
A lot of them are.
Most of them are. Yeah, it's weird.
I heard a rumor that they had something to do with the previous game that they had made.
Yes. Yep.
And like it was part of the storyline as to why like all the churches were these portals or something.
Well, it was the previous game they had was Ingram,
Yeah.
and you could set up the portals at points of interest, and churches were like an easy point of interest for them to approve. So a lot of these Pokestops and gyms were based on these ingress
That's a little
portals.
eye roll you did before saying Pokestop.
Yeah,
Right.
because it's
It is
real.
it is a hard word to
Pokestop.
say. Pokestop.
It's real. Just
Pokestop.
okay. All right.
I will
Let's do
say there is something fun about just collecting different things and like it's like, oh, that one's different. There's a different one. I haven't seen that one yet, so I'm gonna try to get that one.
Oh yeah, because there's an event going on right now that's got a higher spawn rate for all the Gen 2 Pokemon.
I gotta say that like that's cool that they're doing that stuff and all, but like, I mean, maybe you don't have this problem because you walk by 8,000 Pokestops a day, but I run out of balls all the time, and it feels like the game's just constantly like, well, you could buy them. Here you go, just $5.99 or whatever for a bunch of balls. Here you go, and I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna do that ever. So
Literally not an issue, and I actually just trashed a whole bunch of them the other day.
Balls for days.
got all the balls you need. Anyway, it's a real grindy game. It's like if
It
you
is.
want to evolve any of your Pokemon, you need all this candy, and which means you got to catch a trillion of them, and trade them in and do all this stuff. And I don't know. I don't care that much. I just want to throw my balls at weird monsters, and that's
The part of it I like, Tyler, is actually the part that reminds me a little bit of World of Warcraft,
yeah,
to where it's doing the raids with other people.
yeah.
To where like the part like in between is kind of like, remember how in World of Warcraft you would go through and like have to farm potions and enchantments and stuff like that?
No.
You just had your guild carry you.
yeah.
Fucking filthy casual.
I'm not gonna do the boring part. I like doing the part where I run up and charge up and smash shit in the face with a big axe. That's the part I like.
No, it's the part where like, okay, like I know there's a raid coming up and I want to be a little bit better at it, so I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna power up some Pokemon. And that means either I'm collecting candy for it or Stardust so I can level it up. But like I'm working towards a goal to where I can be better at this raid with other people. And then it's coordinating the raids and having people meet up and being like, all right, cool, everyone's here. All right, let's do this. It's just fun working together.
Yeah,
I like it.
I can see that. I can see
Not
that.
to mention, I saw an awesome rainbow over the water the other day and took a picture of it. So
Double rainbow all the way across the sky. That part is cool. Like the time I talked about seeing like a whole bunch of people in the park all playing, it was like, wow, it's kind of crazy. I'm sure the raids are better though, because it's like everyone is there for the same purpose. Like, hey, we're gonna kill this thing. Or, do you kill it? Is that what the deal is? What do you do in a raid?
Yeah, so you kill it,
Okay.
and then you get a whole bunch of experience and items and whatnot,
Uh-huh.
and then you have a chance to catch it.
Oh, so like everyone then sees it on the thing is like a thing to try to catch?
Yeah, it just appears on your screen, and
Oh,
you
okay.
get a different type of Pokeball. It's not like the red, yellow, or blue ones. It's like a pure white one, and it's only for that encounter. And you get a different number depending on how well you do. So, like, if your team has the most damage, you get an extra, like, 3. If your team owned the gym when you went into it, you get an extra 1 or 2.
Gotcha.
If you're friends with someone else in the gym, you get an extra few.
Huh.
And then if you don't catch it and you run out, it goes away.
And then you cut your wrists and smash your phone. What?
Yep.
I can definitely see the appeal if it had a different skin on it. Like I get the whole, this is a reason to get outside and, go walk
Well,
around.
Brian, I heard a rumor that I don't know is true, because I'm not an insider with them,
Breaking
but
news.
there might
You heard it
be
here first,
a
folks.
Harry Potter version coming out.
I heard that too, and I am that kind of dork. So yeah,
Yeah.
See
there's
House
that now,
Ravenclaw.
now that I could get behind. See, I was all up in that Pokemon Go when it first came out, because
you and everyone else in the world.
Yeah, it
my
was a fad.
well my desk at work was at the time within range of a Pokestop, so I could just sit there and spin the sign every so often and collect all of the balls, and then catch all the Pidgeys, because that's really all there was in the building. And then they updated their location services and made it more accurate, and I was now just outside the range of that stop.
Guess I'm
So I
done. This is
quit.
going to be effort.
Yep,
But I will make some effort for a Harry Potter.
same.
There's a Ghostbusters one coming out. soon,
Well,
quote,
me,
unquote.
unless it's got Crystal Head vodka, I don't care.
It might. You could probably drink it while playing.
Well, yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, Ecto Cooler, Crystal Head Vodka. It's gonna be good.
Well, when you're right, you're right. Hey, let's talk about some news, huh? Let's do that. Here comes that news. Oh man, hey, we got a lot to catch up on. We should just blow through these, I think, at this point. This one's worth it though. Fuck, what's his name?
Philip Mewson.
Philip Mewson. Fuck Philip Mewson, who was a former editor at IGN who did nothing but plagiarize all of his shit, apparently.
Yeah,
Forever.
pretty much. His Dead Cells review got him caught. He had taken the thing almost word for word from a little channel called Boomstick Gaming, I believe.
Who-
and then
Is real happy that this happened
Yeah.
right now, by the way.
Jason Schreier from Kotaku wrote an article and called him out. And this guy was basically like, oh yeah, okay, I've been doing this all along, sure. Well, if there's more information out there, why don't you find it?
Called him out by name
Fucking
and
did.
accused Jason of just trying to make a buck off his name and get more clicks on his website, which clicked on Kotaku, so good job, Jason. No, but yeah, like full on, like in his apology video, which he never apologized for
Which is
anything for.
Right, a non-apology
Yeah,
apology.
he got in there and said, "I'm really the victim here because Jason Schreier's a big meanie," and
Didn't he monetize that video too?
he sure
He
did.
did monetize his apology video like a
He
piece of
sure
shit.
did.
Hilarious.
Yeah, so he got fired. All of his shit has been like systematically been removed from the internet, and
Yeah.
IGN's gone so far as to like redo a lot of his stuff. and get people working on that. So good on them, because man, fuck this guy. Like,
Yeah, the only possible way out of it was for him to be like, you know what, it was a one-time thing. I was behind the deadline. You know, I'm sorry, I fucked up. It was unprofessional. You know, this doesn't reflect on IGN. I'm sorry, but he wasn't in a position to do that
responsibility for
because
it.
he's got a big old trail of shit behind him, just like this. So
but why would you be like, hey, why don't you go ahead and look at all that shit back
Right.
there that I definitely did? Why would you ever do that?
Don't challenge
because-
someone to do it.
Because hubris.
I guess, but
it's like a serial killer wanting to get caught. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. Bodies in my fridge? The one right there with the big padlock on it? No. Nothing's in there.
I dare you to look.
Definitely, yeah, I mean, if you think there's something in there, here's the lock cutters. Go find it. I
Lock
dare ya.
cutters.
Yeah, bolt
Yeah,
cutters.
I mean-
that's what I was trying to
There you go.
I don't know how
You
to
know,
trivialize
the
it,
lock
but,
cutters.
you know, your job is to give your opinion on a game.
Yeah.
That's the thing too. Is like this is the best job. You sit there and play video games and tell what you think. And this dude was such a piece of shit that he couldn't be bothered to actually play the games he was paid to play.
And it's not like no one could get their hands on Dead Cells before it came out. It was an early access for
You know,
Right.
there's only so many hours in the day, though.
Yeah, I mean, if you got Pokemons to catch, okay, no one's
Yeah.
paying you to write about that. And, you know, Mega Man's to
He's playing Mega Man X on
It's
easy
literally a
mode.
job you can do in your. You can sit on your couch in your underwear playing video games and then write a blurb about them and call it a day.
Here's where Kring just takes it to that one extra step where he's
Yeah.
like,
I'm
"This
just
job
saying,
is so
like-
easy. Fuck everyone who does it because your
No,
job
I'm not
is
saying.
the
No, I'm not.
best."
I'm not saying.
It's
No, I'm
not
not saying
work.
it's a. No,
You shouldn't even
no,
get paid.
No, I'm not saying it's an easy job because it's not an easy job.
You just said
Writing
it was
is not
the
easy.
easiest job.
No, writing is not easy. I'm not trying to say it's an easy job. What I'm trying to say is it's a great job.
right. How do you get into that job if you don't have
Right.
a passion for that job?
Right, that's a fantastic job. I would love to be able to get paid to play video games and then give my opinion. The problem is I'm a shitty writer, so I'm never going to get that job.
Well, he made good YouTube videos and he had a following, and
Yeah.
that's
I think he got a lot
how
of
we
that
got.
following from what I hear. He was like raffling off a Nintendo Switch when they were hard to get. So I was like, hey, subscribe to my channel. You might win a Switch.
Hey, you know, it's $300 well spent. You know, he probably made a shit ton of money.
But even back at that time, he was plagiarizing stuff. There was something about I saw a thing that he was talking about
HD
HD
Rumble.
Rumble
Yeah.
and completely verbatim almost.
Yep.
Word
Just
for
the Dead
word
Cells
copy
thing.
of
At
this
First, you're just
thing,
like,
yeah.
oh, well, you know, I mean, it might be a coincidence. I mean, you know, okay, the combat is fast and fluid. Sure, it is. But as you get further and further, it's just like,
And then the HD Rumble one was the one where I went, oh shit, this dude quite
Almost
literally
word for
copied
word.
this thing and like
Yeah.
changed 2 words in the entire thing.
his resume,
Oh,
I also read, was just like, bloop, just gonna grab that from the internet and pop my name in there and go.
Fantastic. Anyway, yeah, glad that guy's fired. Fuck him. Hope he doesn't have a job in this industry ever again. But I'm
Yeah.
too cynical to believe that is gonna happen. So we'll see. Hey, Amazon Prime's getting rid of their 20% discount on pre-orders. So
Yeah,
order that shit now because you got 4 days left to get 20% off.
I think Best
And
Buy.
I pre-order
I'm
Fallout
taking
76.
advantage of that because I ordered probably 5 or 6 games from Amazon Prime in the last year and a half while this was going on, and it was fantastic. And now it's going away.
Best Buy's went away, and GameStop's 20% one, I think, is going away or went away. So, no competition. There's no reason to do it.
Yeah, it was just such a cool feature for something I was paying for
It's a
already.
nice perk. Yeah.
Yeah. 20% off any pre-order, or if you buy within 2 weeks of release.
Yeah.
Oh,
now
it's
you're-
Physical
it was-
sales have to be pretty far down these days. I mean, I don't go looking for physical copies almost ever.
That was the only downside of this, is that it had to be a physical copy.
Right.
But see, I was hearing, like, I mean, back when I cared about new releases more and had the money to buy them. Um, I was hearing people always posting on Reddit and on message boards and stuff like, "Oh, hey, my copy of whatever Skyrim came in a day early because I pre-ordered it on Amazon." And it's like, I think they'll do anything to make sure it's not late.
Right.
Very few times have I heard of people actually like not getting their stuff on launch day. So
I've never had an issue.
yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. That's a bummer, but kind of
The
makes
other
sense.
downside is that they are taking away the ad-free Twitch integration.
Oh, dang.
So if you linked up your
Oh.
Twitch account with Amazon Prime, you can watch any channel, whether you're a sub or not, and not have any ads. That's going away.
I didn't know Twitch had ads.
You must have ad block installed,
I do.
much like me.
And
Yeah.
I have Prime.
So,
So then you didn't see ads anyway, Luke.
right, but it's still part of the news, and it sucks for people who don't have ad block.
Yeah, it
So
sucks.
the real lesson is get ad block.
Yeah.
Isn't AdBlock really just like a Chrome extension?
Yep.
Like
Oh,
stupid
yeah.
easy to install.
Yeah, it takes 5 seconds.
I'll give a little plug here for uBlock Origin. That's the one that I use.
Yep.
And
Bingo.
Same.
it's real good. It works in a lot of places that try to detect an ad blocker, and it gets them anyway.
Yeah. That's still one of those things that 9 times out of 10, if it says, "Hey, we see you're using an ad blocker. Would you turn it off?" I'm just like, "Nope, I wouldn't, but I'll leave your website."
Now that said, for sites that I want to support, I will turn it off
Right.
and let it
Whitelist.
load the ads and whitelist them. Yep.
Yep.
Because I want them to get the revenue from that. But especially when I'm doing the show and stuff, I don't ever want to see a pop-up ad or any of that crap. So it's kind of a necessity. Yeah.
I think my
Yeah.
point is just it's sad to see features going away from
Yeah,
paid
for sure.
services.
I'm with you there.
Well, I mean, Jeff Bezos just became the richest man in America or in the world, so he's got to somehow make sure that he doesn't lose out again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he didn't get that way by giving out a bunch of free
Yeah.
services.
Or paying his workers.
Or did he? Or did
Yeah, or paying his workers, like Brian
Yep.
said.
he? Yeah.
It's fucking gross.
Yep.
Hey, you know what's not fucking gross? Life is Strange 2's got a trailer.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
When's the release date on this thing, Brian? Do you know?
I think it's
Soonish?
I think it's next month. I think it's September.
Okay.
Is this going to be the next thing we all play together?
I wouldn't count on it.
Wow.
I'm willing to give it a chance.
Seems like it's going to be heavy.
Yeah.
To the surprise of no one.
Yeah.
So Luke will find it hilarious.
Yes.
Well, there's a little kid and maybe older brother, it looks like. So
It looks like they're on the run.
Best comedy of 2018.
they don't have a home. Isn't it funny?
I think it's in South America. I think they're on the run.
Huh. Well, it's cops shooting brown people. Hey, what do you know? Art imitates life.
It does do that.
So, there's superpowers in this one, right? Or did they take those away?
No, I think there are.
Yeah.
Is there okay?
They didn't really show you what that is, though. I think that's
It
going
looks
to be...
like the kid maybe like I don't know, force pushes the the car over.
Oh, okay. Cool. I'm interested to see what that'll be. I like Don't Nod's take on these types of games. They're a little bit different than... It's like the same kind of format as the Telltale stuff,
Telltale,
but
yep.
a little bit more open, I think. And I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
So-
Wolf Among Us is real good. It's I've
this
enjoyed
season 2
our
coming out.
our group playthrough of both of those games were memorable.
Yeah. I'll be looking
As
to...
long as the episodes of this are still like that 2.5 hour mark,
I would assume so.
I would probably sit down and try to do it in a weekend.
That's the hard part is it's going to be episodic, I assume, like the one
Yeah.
before it. So it's...
Episode 1 is out next month.
Right, and then it's wait however many months for the next one to come out. So
Yeah, I forgot about that. Might just be best just to wait for all 5 to come out.
I would hope they've
How
got
long
it
did-
in hand, and they can just kind of drip feed them every month or so rather than I know Kentucky Route Zero, like episode 5 of that. Like it's been years.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about that. This Xbox All Access, Brian, I missed this one. I didn't get a chance to preview this. What's going on here?
Yeah, this sounds like they're going to be doing a thing where it's like, hey, if you subscribe to Xbox Live and Game Pass, it'll be like $22 a month, and you get the console and those services.
I've been waiting for this.
Like with your cell phone.
Yep.
Tyler and I were talking about this for like
years ago.
4 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they were talking like $22 a month for an Xbox One S, or like $30 a month for a One X.
Huh? Is there a point when that's paid off and then your thing?
Yeah, I think it's like 2 years
2
or something
years.
like that. Yeah,
And then
it
what?
seems-
The subscription drops down or something then, or what?
No, then you have a. I think you at that point you have a
the
paid
Xbox,
console.
but then you
then you-
have to restub if you want.
Yeah.
Oh,
service.
gotcha. Huh. So
Seems all right.
it does seem all right.
I think it ends up being a little bit cheaper than paying for all the stuff separately too.
Well, yeah, like $22 a month for an Xbox One S and Xbox Live and
like
Game
$260
Pass.
a year.
Like that's basically free Xbox Live and Game Pass for those 2 years. Like you're paying for the console, and what that you're gonna end up paying $280 over the course of those 2 years.
I think an Xbox One S is $230.
There you go.
So it's a little bit more, but not much.
Not much.
Huh.
Yeah,
That's
I'm kind
cool.
of surprised it's taken this long.
Yeah, definitely. Once again, like they're the ones to do it, right? Like
Right.
I would expect that kind of innovation from the company that seems to be kind of in last place right now. So
Well, I honestly thought, especially when they were talking about having their console be always online, their used games, they were gonna have it be all digital, and
It's all about
like
services.
when
not
when
hardware.
it came back, or when they were first talking about it at E3 2013, and then the internet shit its pants about used games, and they walked everything back. Like that's how it felt. They were trying to move this business model was towards something like this, where you're buying it like it's a mobile phone and you pay for it every month, and then when that's done, you have the service, and then you could upgrade if you wanted to the newer hardware.
Yep, that's what makes sense. But I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I there was a rumor that this is kind of part and parcel with their next console that they're working on too,
Right.
which might be a streaming only device, and so, or at least have a version of it that's a streaming only device. So this would probably pair up with that quite nicely. You just need a cheap box, a lower end system without as much hardware. It just streams all the games, and you give all your services built into it too. Seems like a slam dunk for them.
Yep. I don't want any more monthly payments, but by the same token, I might not be able to, $500, but I can afford $30 a month.
How many people put a console on a credit card anyway and pay
Right.
it off over 2 years?
Exactly.
Yep. And wind up paying a bunch in interest and all that crap instead. Yeah, for sure. So I'll keep my eyes on it. That's pretty cool. I'm not in the market for an Xbox, but I'm glad that's around. A thing that surprised absolutely zero people, Diablo 3 is coming to the Nintendo Switch this year. So all those rumors about, oh no, that's not a thing. We don't have anything to say about that right now. It's all
Starting
bullshit.
to get into Skyrim territory now, where it's just like, I don't know, you guys keep buying it, so
Yeah, $60, please. It's all the Diablo you could ever want for $60.
I've never played it on a console, but I hear the console ports that are already out there are very good.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
the PS4 one was good.
They changed enough of it to make the combat work well, and they even changed like the viewing angle and stuff. They bring the camera down a little bit closer and lower.
Yeah.
And it's it's supposed to be pretty good. I hear though that like the hacking is really bad on consoles. Like people can apparently like glitch and duplicate stuff really easy because it doesn't require it to be online like it does for the PC version. So
It's like the old days.
like the old days, yeah. Yep, the old Diablo 2 days when people are running around with a
West.
bunch of duplicated items.
Yeah, I was reading it was so bad that you can just join someone's session and you'll instantly be like 10,000 Paragon level. Like they can just modify your character without you doing anything.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. And I don't. Is there penalties and stuff for that, or no?
Oh no, it's the Wild West. Like Blizzard doesn't do anything.
Wild West.
But I believe they don't have a ladder, like a season,
I think that's
on
right.
PS4 because of that reason.
Yeah.
It's like,
Ladder loses all meaning. If yeah,
If you can be 10,000 Paragon level. Yeah. But I'm glad it's coming. It seems perfect for it. I'm not going to buy it because I just can't justify $60 for Diablo 3 again. But
what year did
that's
Diablo
cool.
3 come out?
2012, May of 2012.
Remember how much of a steaming pile that game was in
Yep.
2012 at release, and everyone hated it and said it was one of the worst games in the world.
Yep.
And now 6 years later, it's being released on a console.
I enjoyed it
applause.
until the end game. I remember the end game being
Well, the end game was awful.
the big letdown where it's just like, okay, I'm here, and then I couldn't get through Act 1 hardly on, what was it,
Uh-huh.
Inferno?
Yeah, Inferno mode.
Yep. And like you'd lose XP, and
Then it's like, okay, I got Act 1 Inferno mode down, time to jump into Act 2, and the
Oh.
first little thing just wipes you off the map.
yeah, those little mosquitoes.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, the auction house is sitting there going, "Hello, if you'd like to buy some items, they're right here. That'll help you be better." Just kind of a little knife in your side the whole time. Yeah. They made some great changes. Those things aren't in the game anymore.
Yep.
Some of my favorite Diablo memories have been in the last, probably, 4 years.
Yeah.
Us jumping around in Torment 10 shit, Luke, just tearing through it
Uh-huh.
on our barbarians. That's real good. When we all got back into it to do the necromancer stuff, that was fun. Had some good times in there, but I'm ready for D4. Give me
bring it
that
on.
BlizzCon news, everybody. This is gonna be the year. Crossing my fingers.
Give me World of Diablo.
They're announcing Diablo 4 this year. I guarantee it. I will
You heard it here first, folks.
jam a soul stone into my forehead if it's not true.
I think he'd be willing to do that either way.
Yeah. Yep. Come right
I
in,
don't
Diablo. Take me.
I don't think they're going to announce Diablo 4, but I think they'll announce a new character for Diablo 3.
That will make my penis and balls shrivel up and die.
Will it though? Because the Necro was real
See,
good.
Can we unpack this for a moment?
Yeah.
Your first instinct was to say, that'll make my dick fall off.
Yep.
And then I saw you stop. I'm like, huh, what's he going to say instead?
Yeah.
Didn't really change it that much.
No, it was weird. It was like, hey, here's a line I shouldn't cross, and then I went, you know what? No, fuck that. Double down.
All right.
All of it. Both feet forward into the breach. That's what I did. Continue.
So,
No, I
so
don't
is
think we can.
is it that you changed it to make your balls fall because you would feel better about lost both as opposed to having just lost one?
I feel like you could go on living pretty easy, losing one or the other, but not both at the same time. I felt like that was a more severe.
But like if you just
status.
if you lost just your and kept your balls like that, is that something you're comfortable living that way?
The stakes have never been higher.
I mean, comfortable, no, but I'll make do, I guess. Anyway,
We spent a lot of time talking about your genitalia.
yeah, yep, sure did. Hey, speaking of things that do stuff for that, there's new graphics cards coming, you guys.
Yep.
These new cards seem pretty outrageous, do they not?
They seem real outrageous and not as expensive as they
it?
should be.
$1,200.
Really? Because I thought they were incredibly expensive.
For
You're talking like the lowest end is like $500-600.
that's what they are right now. Like, what are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Not for the low end.
Well,
Luke,
yeah, but the low. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Luke, I just bought a 1070 Ti, so a 2070 for $430.
Yeah.
So $160 more would have gotten me this brand new. That's completely ridiculous.
Okay, you see, you bought it at the wrong time. That's what you're saying.
Well, yeah,
It's always the wrong time.
It's always the wrong time to buy these when people won't stop fucking Bitcoin mining.
That's true. Although
I'm
right
just saying,
now,
I thought the low end, like entry level at $500 or whatever, is a little bit steep.
It
compared
is.
to, like back in the day when it used to be like 200.
sure,
I'm
but
with you, Luke.
but these are also doing like. I mean,
Better lighting effects.
Looking at these cards, though, it's a much bigger leap than it has been before.
And
from
that's
generation
the
to
other thing, though.
generation.
Like
It's a
the
huge
leap
leap.
from the current gen, like what we have right now, to these cards, seems like night and day.
Yeah.
They're doing some crazy shit with these cards.
Right, and I think that's why you see that price not look like what it did historically, because your jump is a lot bigger than it has been historically.
and this is also the early adopter tax, because
Yeah.
there aren't any games that are going to
there's
use
always
this
that.
yet. Like I think they've announced like 2 games that are going to use this ray tracing stuff.
No, there's a whole list.
Okay, what's the list?
Scroll down.
Okay,
There's 3 games.
Okay, here you go. The Death. Everyone's waiting for that one. Control.
Furious Sam 4, We Happy Few, Final Fantasy,
Okay, there's one that people
PUBG.
care about. 2,
Hooey, PUBG.
Hitman 2, maybe. Like
Hitman 2, like the game that came out on like the
no,
like.
no,
Can you
it's a
just
new
do
one.
that? Wait, can we go back to this? Can you just do that?
Yes,
you
you
already
can.
had a Hitman 2.
Yeah,
Put out another Hitman 2.
They can do that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because they did.
They just did
Metro Exodus.
solve that. Yeah, there's a couple games here that are going to use it. My point being that not all of them are going to be bangers, and I don't know. I don't think you're going to see a whole huge difference in these early games. Was
I
my
don't know. I
point.
just think it's a decent list for this technology, pretty much just coming out.
Unless we looked up and saw Elder Scrolls 6 on that list, Tyler wasn't going to give a shit.
Yeah.
Not wrong. You're not wrong. But by the time Elder Scrolls 6 comes out, these are going to be old news, baby. You'll be able to get these for a couple $100 down at the corner store, and you'll just be able to. You'll be able to trade copper for them, I'm sure.
Now, Tyler, I have a question. You may know the answer to this.
I definitely know. Let's move on. What?
What character was
no,
that?
no, no,
Luke
no,
Phillips,
What
yes,
century are we
please.
living in where you just barter away like
Random copper? Yeah, just you know,
copper.
everyone's got copper in their house, don't they?
I got some Nuka-Cola cap.
I got some copper right here. I cut out of my pipe, so I'll just take it down to the store and get a graphics card. Well, thank you, sir. Thank you for your patronage. I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, sorry, Luke. What was your question?
When have they started putting like individual chips on video cards that only do certain tasks?
I
Like,
don't
yes.
know.
This is talking about like a RT core,
Yep.
whatever that does. Is that the ray tracing core?
Yeah. Yes, that's it.
Retweet.
You got it.
You got this Turing SM.
That's the
whatever
brain
that does.
core.
Super
And then
Metroid.
you've got this tensor core, which I'm reading uses AI to like predict your pixels.
Yep.
Am I reading this right?
Yeah, it's got a brain and shit in there. They said that I think it's the other one, the middle one that you said. What did you say? What'd you call it? The Turing core?
The Turing.
Isn't that the one that controls AI in the games?
No, that's the tensor.
Oh,
the Tensor Core, which is basically 10 1080 Ti's dedicated
that's
to
the
doing
one.
artificial intelligence.
yeah, that's crazy. It's craziness. I don't know. Someone
Yeah.
say something. There you go. Okay, I thought I lost you for a second there.
No, we're just,
Bigger numbers.
I think Brian doesn't care, and I'm kind of blown away.
No, Brian never cares. Brian's
If you want your numbers to
comfortable-
get bigger, these are going to be exponentially bigger numbers. Fuck. Games are going to look good.
It's true. You're gonna look good in this card. I guarantee it.
Wow.
As somebody who cares very much about how his character looks, I also like to look at a pretty environment, and these are
Oh.
very appealing to me.
looking at the screenshots, the side by side screenshots with RTX off and RTX, it's absolutely insane how this is going to change the way games look.
The one with the car and the flames.
Yeah, the car and the flames is the one I'm looking at right now. It's ridiculous.
It's going to rock the world. I'd like to wind back for just a moment, Tyler.
Yeah, of course.
When we were playing Monster Hunter World and you had to dress your character up like an idiot, oh my god, it made me so happy. Just mismatched, metal breastplate and like purple and green feathers, and oh, it was so good.
I remember because you don't get to see each other when you're like preparing for the hunt in the town, and I was like, boy,
you said you wouldn't do this.
I sure look like a stupid asshole right now. I was like, I really don't like the way I look, but I want to kill this stupid thing, so here we go. And Brian's just going, yes, yes.
Yep. Look at the stats on the gear. The cosmetics are not relevant.
Except for now there's a mod that makes it so I can do that and wear whatever I want. It's great. So there you go. Anyway, September release schedule, guys. That's the only other thing I was going to say is when this happens, my brain goes, oh, they're going to start selling the current stuff cheaper. And they are. Right now, it's like $200 off on all the current cards. And I've been looking through my entire house trying to find shit to sell. Like, I got to sell some shit and pick up one of these cards.
Yeah, but that's still $200 off MSRP, which they're not selling for.
Yeah, well, yeah.
More reasonable in the last
still
few
not
months,
come
though.
down. Yeah.
You can get a 1070 Ti for $400 right now. So,
Where?
Anywhere.
Amazon.
I might still be able to price match.
Craigslist.
There you go.
I might still be within that window.
You're
one
at
day
17 days.
Creating your one day out.
Here I'm looking. Yeah, God. Here I'm looking at Best Buy, right? Which is where I bought my 1070 Ti, and the PNY version is $529.99, and the Asus version is $579.99.
Well, you're looking at the wrong sites then, because I've seen it for $400.
Heavy though.
Yeah.
But heavy though.
Mm-hmm. Saw it somewhere. I think.
Now,
The
to
Verge
be
had the
fair,
thing?
these new cards aren't exactly out yet either. So
You can get the. I thought you could get the higher end ones. I don't think you can get the low end one.
I thought you could pre-order them.
Maybe. I don't know. What is it? 2080? Is that what it's called? RTX 2080. Do a little research right now.
The numbers have never been this big.
Yeah, there's a 2070 and a 2080.
Brian,
Hey,
just
man.
because you're impervious to wanting to spend $1,200 on a graphics card doesn't make you better than me. All right.
That's where you're wrong, sir.
Luke, it says I can add. Oh, it says getting more soon. Yeah, you're right. Only available for shipping.
Well, this. Okay, Newegg has it for the exact same price I paid, but you get a free copy of Destiny 2, which I didn't get. I mean, I wouldn't have played it, but it would have been nice
So
to
you
get
guys don't
it.
care about that.
It's another
Bastards.
game where you have to care about your loot and
Yeah, exactly.
progression, and
Yeah.
you gotta dedicate time to it. And yeah, that ain't a Crane game.
No. No. No.
Well, you know what? I'm cutting the last thing. Let's get into what our topic is of the week. Let's do that, because I think we got one of those, and it goes a little something like this. No, it doesn't, because I pressed a button and nothing happened. That's what happened. Here, let's try it again. It's a topic. It is a topic, and the topic this week is: if you could have a job in the games industry, what would it be? This is spawned by that fuckface Philip Minuchin, whatever his name is, I can't remember, Musin, squandering his opportunity to have a job in the games industry. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to find out what you guys would do if you were in that position. So what's your dream game job?
Pretty much that dude's job.
Yeah.
Writing reviews and
Exactly.
articles. Yep, that would be my jam.
Yeah, that is a pretty good life, you know, getting to share your opinions. You get to write, you get to, you know, live that life. Hopefully work in a office with other people that are all in there for the same reason and helping you out, and that'd be cool. What about you, Luke? What's your dream game job?
I'm gonna do a 180, and I would actually enjoy maintaining like the online servers for a huge game.
Yeah, that's not a
Like
180.
something like the Overwatch launch. Like to this day, still amazes me how many people played that game like right at release, so like 5 o'clock, whatever it was, and it was so stable and smooth. And I'm sure they implemented like cloud technology and
Right.
virtual servers in someone's data center, and the way that they could just spin them up like that, and
Estimating the
fly.
numbers and doing stress
Yeah.
tests and
Have
being
you
like, okay, are we
seen-
ready?
Have you
And that
seen the
kind of-
back end stuff on that? Like the like videos that show their like control centers and stuff of that? Because it's cool. They have like monitors that show like all the different time zones like coming online and stuff, and like
All the DPS.
actually watching that stuff. Yeah, it's cool.
Right,
And
the
what
kill
really
death
made me
ratio.
think about that is there was a Reddit post, I think last week, to where someone showed a picture of a World of Warcraft Realm server
Yep.
that they had purchased, and it was
Oh,
when
the
they were
server
being decommissioned, and they had like a bunch of developers actually sign them, and the guy bought it through some charity or something.
Yeah, how
Like,
cool would that be to
that's
just
really
like
cool.
own your original WoW server? That would be pretty
And
neat.
it's looking at it as like an entire world was on that server. Like how many people
Of
went through
Warcraft.
and played it? You know, thousands of people per server.
Yeah.
You know, they spent hours and days and probably years on that equipment.
People met their spouses on that equipment and got married.
And then divorced.
And died.
It's true.
Yeah, I had to bring you down a notch.
Yeah,
But no, like that's cool to me.
That's real cool to me too.
Like, I just wanna
that is
be able
really
to
cool.
Take a look and monitor thousands of servers like that.
The IT people don't get enough praise at video game companies because that is a fucking stressful job. Because it doesn't matter how many stress tests you do, how many internal testing things that you do, something is going to go wrong on launch day, and there's going to be way more people than you expected, and shit's going to go down. And those people usually end up working several 24-hour days in a row, trying to maintain that stuff. So it's pretty cool. What about you, Kring? What would yours be?
I'm with Brian because what is it? Game Informer. They have this this video series that they do called Replay. Yeah, Replay. And they talk about like going into their vault that they've got, and they just grab whatever frickin' game off the grab, go and they play that game, and they talk about it, and they whether they'll always do then like a replay roulette. It's like they'll have a game that they're going to do like a focal point of the episode, and then they have a replay roulette where it's like a literal random game just picked off the shelf, and you have to try to play that game. Like that, to me, being in that kind of environment is exactly what I would want.
So would you like more like the video content and stuff like that, where you're actually creating features and doing the
I think
extra
I
stuff?
might like more of that, but I know that it would like the guys that were doing that were all guys that wrote reviews for Game Informer.
Right.
Like Dan Reichert was part of that show, and I can't remember some of the other guys because Dan was always the one who I was like, oh, I'm watching this because Dan Reichert's on it, and it's awesome, and he's really good at it, and was entertaining.
You should check
but,
out the Giant Beast cast sometime.
Yeah, I know I should check out the Giant Beast cast, but the only person I guess is Dan Reichert. So, but yeah, no, like being able to have access to quite literally whatever game I want to play, and being able to then play it and share my opinion on it in a way that it's actually going to reach people would be fantastic.
For me, I would love to actually work on a game and be part of the creative team on it. I have wanted to. The part that sucks is I would want to be on the higher end production side, like concepting stuff and brainstorming new features and actually working on like the bigger picture and getting all the teams to work together to create the things. That's what I would want to do.
Tyler, let's be real. Let's be real about this. Tyler wants exactly Todd Howard's job.
Yeah. Yep.
You want to make a new zone in WoW.
Yeah, but I don't want to be like tied down to like exactly create the art in there. You know what I mean?
You don't want to be building assets. You want to be.
I want to be the guy that's like in the boardroom in the meeting, like going over like, okay, what's the look and feel of this zone? Because that's where I feel like is my strength, like coming up with the ideas and fleshing that kind of stuff out and thinking of like, okay, what are players going to do when they encounter this and going through all that stuff. That would be my ideal.
Tyler wants to be like a creative director.
I have a different job for you, Tyler.
What's that?
Lore master.
Yeah.
That's part of that job. that's part of that job. Is like, working in the backstory and why everything's there and all that kind of stuff.
You would be the lore fact checker.
Telling you, man, like if we could all go back in time and be 20 again, you'd be a hell of a DM.
Yep.
If we had the time.
Yep. I know. Hey, Questlog Camping Cast Iron Corn Dogs is coming up soon, and we'll try to flex those muscles a little bit. See if we can't get some beginner D&D
We're gonna
going.
have a fifth person this time.
Yeah. Well, Veets McGeets action up in there. That'd be
Yeah.
cool. I figure we'll give it a try. But yeah, I know D&D is totally my thing. I would have been way, way, way into that had that bug bit me when it should have. But yeah, well,
I will jump back in anytime you want.
yep. All that time that you don't have for video games that you need, things like Pokemon Go and easy modes and all that. But you got it for D&D, man. Come on.
I'll make time for you, Tyler.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this week, everybody.
As long as we're playing at a Pokestop.
All right. Deal. Sounds good. Well, that's going to do it for this week, guys. Thanks so much for being back. Glad to have the 4-player crew again. That was good. You can find our show at questlogcast.com. It's all prettied up. Yours truly put a little bit of work, a little tender love and care into the look and feel. So head on over there and let us know what you think. Send us an email over to mail@questlogcast.com and let us know what you think of that. Or tell us what barbecue means to you. What do you think of when you hear the words catered barbecue? Because, maybe it's something totally different. But yeah, hey, that's episode 90. Do you get after
ribs.
it? Is it ribs?
Ribs. It's going to be ribs.
It should be ribs. God, I hope there's ribs there.
It shall be ribs.
I'll let you guys know next week. Tune in next week to episode 91 to find out what was at that barbecue, because I'm going to find out.
Pizza.
Barbecue
pizza.
Sign
Barbecue
me.
Barbecue
pizza.
chicken pizza.
It is at a place that's known for that. I won't say any more. I don't want to dox myself. Anyway, have a great week, everybody. I'll catch you next
Goodbye.
time.
Take care.
Good night, everyone.